This is FE Peer Review, the Flat Earth Peer Review channel. The date is August 10th, 2020. The video in review is titled Flat Earth Science, Cards on the Table. The video is by Kyle Adams. This is the second in Kyle Adams' video series called Flat Earth Institute of Science. He's basing this series on a syllabus that he laid out in the first video, which I reviewed earlier. There will be a link in the upper right corner you can get to at any time during this video. There's also one in the description. I'm going through his series in order. Unlike future videos which focus on specific issues of natural science, in this video he just wants to make a general point. I'll let him say it in his own words.
These people are complaining about our cards without playing any cards themselves. You don't get to complain about the only card on the table. In order to play, you need to put a superior card down in order to win. Playing a superior card means making a better video and explaining things better than we have.
So Kyle Adams is saying nobody's putting cards on the table. That is simply not true. There are many excellent science channels on YouTube. Most aren't involved in the flat earth debate, which is a good thing because it removes a degree of emotionalism from the discussion. There are also several excellent science-based channels that do focus on flat earth and its flaws. I'm going to mention a few of my favorites here. There's so much to learn and it's so readily available. I don't know if Kyle has simply never seen these channels, or he hasn't looked for them, or he doesn't, or does he know that they're there and he's ignoring them? But if we're going to have a productive discussion, it has to be built on a foundation of honesty and sincerity. So yes, people have been putting their cards on the table, Kyle. And if you haven't been paying attention, that's on you. The burden is on you to go out and look. So here are a few of my favorite channels. These aren't all of them, and this is not a comprehensive list. There are several others I enjoy very much, but they're not focused so much on the science aspects of the debate. I'm limiting this to those channels where I believe Kyle could learn a great deal about the natural sciences. So I'm going to go briefly here through some of my favorite channels. There are quite a few, and I'm going to have to keep it tight and cover them just real quickly. But I really hope that you'll take the time to go and look for these channels and look through their video lists and watch a few of their videos. Let's start with the main surveyor. He's a licensed surveyor, professional surveyor. He's out every day doing his job, and along the way he has compiled a lot of really excellent observations, survey observations, carefully measured using the best quality professional equipment. So take a look at that. He's very meticulous about showing every step along the way in his work. Ruhif is a numbers guy. He is very analytical, and he also gets out in the field and does surveying. He's not I don't think he's a licensed surveyor, but he's got the equipment and he enjoys going out and taking the measurements himself and then taking them back and analyzing them in full detail. Mr. Sensible is a little less focused than the others on teaching science. He's not really a science teacher per se, but he's got a mind that's very full of curiosity. And I mention him here because he is now engaging in a wonderful project he has created. It's called the Mage Project, M-A-G-E. You can see the video right here, Mage Project, the announcement. I encourage you to watch that short video. He is going to be sending up a camera on a weather balloon high into the atmosphere to take photographs of the horizon, and he has made a point of using a camera that does not have barrel distortion. It's not going to be a distorting image, and he's taking special steps to confirm that over the course of the experiment. This is just beginning. It's still, I believe it's still a few weeks away before he sends the balloon up. So check out that channel. I think you'll find that a very exciting project. Simon Dan made a brief appearance in your own video, Kyle. He is a real educator. He really has helped so many people clarify their thoughts. I wanted to mention his channel specifically for this playlist called Physics for All, because it's a great place for people to start if you've never had a grounding in good science education, or if it's been many, many years and you want to go back and review the basics. In this series that he's working on right now, Science Physics for All, he's covering really the most basic concepts, and I think that's really a good reminder for all of us. Here's Wolfie 6020. Wolfie is a pilot. He's a licensed pilot. He flies corporate jets. So the planes that he flies are extremely sophisticated planes, and he knows he's very generous with his sharing information. He brings the camera into his cockpit. He shows everything about how the controls work. He shows how to do flight planning. His channel is a real pleasure to watch. He also has a couple of drones that he frequently uses to do observations. So check out Wolfie 6020. He's based in Australia, and there are a couple of others that I want to mention that are also in Australia. Critical Think and Where's Wally? They both do a lot of really good experiments, home experiments. Like Critical Think has been doing a fun experiment I've been following with a laser and a tank full of water of very different densities. Mix sugar into the water, would get different densities, see how it affects the laser light. These are quite engaging channels as far as experiments that people do in their homes. Joss Lees has a whole different approach, which I also really enjoy. I can say that underneath his work, there's obviously a lot of analysis and numerical work going on, but he presents his work in a completely intuitive way. His goal is to help people visualize the world in ways that we can't see it from where we stand at our fixed little locations on our little 2 feet with our eyes 6 feet off the ground. You know, he's able to show through his use of computer imagery, he's able to show so much about how things are related to each other. So check out Joss Lee's channel. I'm going to give you an example of one. I'm not going to play it, but this one here, the curve hidden in plain sight. He has 2 of these videos, and they're collections of images taken from very high altitudes of either man-made or natural landscapes. Well, I should say of city or countryside landscapes where you see, for example, the street grid in New York City. There's another one that shows vast fields, and the straight lines of the fields or the straight lines of the streets are not actually straight. And you can, if you look closely and study his images, he shows you how we are able at times under certain conditions to see that they are actually on a curved plane, on a curved surface. So that's Joss Lees. Now let's move on. Sabine Hussenfelder. I'm not certain, but I think she's from Germany. From Germany, I think. And she's very good at explaining some of the more, what shall I say, obscure elements of physics that I have always struggled with. And she has a way of doing it that's very direct and straightforward without getting bogged down in a lot of stuff that just would go over most of our heads. We've got Blue Marble Science, and he and Bob the Science Guy. These 2 channels I especially enjoy. They're both in the United States. Blue Marble Science, I believe that he is an engineer of some sort. I think perhaps an electrical engineer, but I'm not certain about that. Anyway, he has obviously got a very strong basis in engineering education, and he brings that to his videos. He's always engaging in all kinds of interesting experiments, and right now he's doing something quite wonderful, which I'm really enjoying. He is recreating the Cavendish experiment very much in its original form. So he's not just doing the experiment using a modern version of the equipment. He's actually building from scratch in his garage wood shop a recreation of Cavendish's own what do you call it? The tool that Cavendish created specifically to conduct this experiment. So we're all having a lot of fun watching Blue Marble Science build this thing in his garage, and in a few more weeks, it's going to be all set up and ready to recreate the Cavendish experiment. He collaborated with Bob the Science Guy on some observations a year or two back that were fun to watch too, recreating the Eratosthenes experiment. Bob the Science Guy is a medical doctor, and he's currently in practice. He's not retired, but he manages to find the time to bring that strong analytical education to his videos that he shares with us so generously. He does a combination of critiquing other videos and also of explaining the science behind a lot of what we see. He has recently gotten involved in astronomy, and so he's begun to share his astronomy videos as well. I'm going to end here with two more channels that often work together, AB Science and Baldy Cats, who also goes by Conspiracy Cats. They're both quite educated. I believe they may both be teachers. I know Baldy Cats is a high school physics teacher in the UK. They don't call it high school in the UK. They have another name for it, but that's what we call in the United States high school. And he teaches physics. And I believe AB Science may also be a teacher, although I'm not 100% certain about that. They often work together and do videos together because they have different areas of expertise. And this is one of the things I respect about them, and also about proper scientific research. Nobody knows everything about everything, and I think it's really important to respect that there are times when you need to go to somebody who's got expert knowledge you may not have. The collaborative work is an example of that. And these two guys do a lot of collaboration, which I enjoy following. So Baldy Cats, Conspiracy Cats, and AB Science. I also highly recommend that you look at their channels. Kyle, you'll find that they cover a lot of different topics, but there's a lot of physics in it, and it's not all flat Earth stuff, but a large part of it is. So you'll find that it relates to many of the things that you're researching. Kyle, there are in fact many people who have put their cards on the table. I mentioned only a handful of Flat Earth debunk specific channels, but there are many, many more channels on YouTube that are teaching the basics of the natural sciences without any reference to Flat Earth. I recommend watching those as well because it will take the education out of the narrow and somewhat hyper-emotional context of the Flat Earth debate and bring it back to where it needs to be, which is just simply student, teacher, open the mind, learn, think, study, practice. It's all out there waiting for you to take advantage of it. Go get it. Go grab it. It's a great resource. Don't let it go to waste. Use it. You'll find links to all the channels I mentioned in the description. And anybody watching this, if you've enjoyed this video, please click the like button. Please subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Put your links to your favorite science channels in the comments. That would really be great. I want to close with this little delightful little tidbit here.
Okay, so we just powered up the drone and Emma's going to do the takeoff.
Please check it on the map.
Well done, darling. That's just fantastic. Okay, good job. Go forward just a little bit. And now we want to land. That's really good. Do you like it? Do you like being a pilot? Okay, stop there. Stop there. You need to go left a little bit because you're too close to... That's the way. Look at that. Okay, land. More. Okay. Several weeks